back, everyone. Today we are diving into an etude that might surprise you because we're not only going to work on apoyando, speed and coordination, we're also going to tackle left hand shifting. So we will focus on executing smooth, controlled jumps that maintain the musical line perfectly intact. Emilio Pujol was a Spanish guitarist and composer and one of the most influential guitar pedagogues of the 20th century. He was a student of Francisco Tárrega, and he carried forward that tradition through an enormous body of educational work. Among his contributions is his famous 4-volume guitar method, and today we're looking at Etude number 13 from the third book. For Pujol, these studies were never meant to be mere mechanical drills. They are designed to develop musicality, tone, control, and interpretation just as much as technical precision. He also insists on something very important: his fingerings should not be changed. So the etude must be read carefully, notes, rhythms, articulations, everything. And only after respecting what is written can you begin to add your own musical personality. In Etude number 13 specifically, Pujol emphasizes two key ideas. You must maintain a strict alteration between the I and M fingers in the right hand, so no shortcuts, and the left hand shifting should not disturb or distort the melodic line. So, in today's lesson, we will look at how to combine all of this: I and M alteration, rest stroke, coordination, shifting, and musical phrasing into a single coherent study. Let's begin. When you take a first look at the score, you might get scared a bit because it's a lot of black notes, a lot of ink on there, so a lot of 16th notes, and also for the key, a lot of sharps. But don't worry, it's all idiomatic, it all fits well under the fingers. And also through this, we will get to know our fretboard a bit better because we will be moving throughout the fretboard a lot. So it starts in an F sharp major, the key of F sharp. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sharps, but don't worry, it will be fine. Focus on the fingerings and you will be able to play it. Don't think too much about the notes. If you focus on the fingerings, you will see that it's not that bad. Now let's start. First, he does a descending line. He starts in a forte and he does a decrescendo, and we're doing it with rest stroke. Pujol also writes for a lot of things that he wants it to be done with rest stroke, a lot of his exercises and etudes, and therefore I think also for this one he wanted it to be rest stroke, but of course you can also practice it with free stroke. Now for just to get to know it a bit better at the beginning, let's do rest stroke the way that it's written there, with starting with M and then M-I, M-I, M-I throughout. So that's the first part, the first line. Let's now try and do the dynamic. So essentially the scale of F sharp major with a couple of passing notes here and there in the beginning with the B sharp. Again. And now just pure F major, F sharp major. And now again he starts the same way. But now we're going to be sliding on the fourth string. Okay, with the third finger. Try to minimize the squeaks as much as you can. But still, I would like us to keep the fingers on the fretboard. Wait, we're here. And here I keep the second finger. he always does 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2. And I keep my second finger always when I shift as a point of stability. Now be careful with the sound, since we're playing on the 4th string in the 13th position, so after the 12th fret. You might want to move the right hand a bit further away from the sound hole, so that you get a sharper sound. Because if you're playing here, exactly on the sound hole, then you don't get so much resonance from the string. You don't get a clean, clear color. And here he wants it to be done with a crescendo. And then 4, 3, 4, 1, and we go back a fret at a time with that pattern of 4, 3, 4, 1 until the 7th position, where we do 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2 and a chromatic, and then we stay there, and then it's 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 1, 4. Again, a chromatic now ascending. Okay, so that's the first part. Once again. It starts in F sharp minor. So we have the softer start, it's also mezzo piano. A lot of chromaticism. Now we moved with the 3rd finger as he wrote. All the time that it's one line in the study, and now all of a sudden we have in this one line we have also a second, so we have so kind of an accompaniment, and in the lower voice and so on. Thirds until here. Now it's the same as the beginning of the second part. Now you move to the second position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be careful here. Now this is no longer an A natural, but an A sharp. A sharp and then B. Have a lot of position changes here. So once again, second position, 3rd, 4th, and now again we're going 1 fret at a time, descending. And here it says espressivo. Also, Pujol wanted this slide, this glissando to be very expressive. Now, he was very meticulous with his fingerings, okay? And I was wondering for some time why he writes here why does it end with I when I'm always doing alteration between I and M, and it should end with M, actually, the whole phrase. And then, so I used to play it with the glissando, like that. But he explicitly writes from the B sharp that it should be an M, and I know that he wanted it to be always alteration between I and M, so he would not repeat a finger, right? So the only explanation is that this glissando, you should not pluck the C sharp once again. Then you always have alteration between I and M. So much for the second part. The third part is just the repetition of the first. A, B, A, A1, because there's something that's a bit different. And that's the chromatic line that's coming up. This is all the same. Now it's easier. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, sound position. So practice these shifts slowly, okay, so that you really learn where you have to shift, to which position. It's always a full step. And then on the first time. And here you're shifting always one fret at a time, so half step, and so on. And also do respect the dynamics that he wrote, because if you're not, then it's just a drill, a mechanical drill. But if you're respecting what he wrote, then it's a very fun study to play. It really focuses on alteration between the two fingers and rest stroke if you're doing it, if you're practicing with rest stroke. But you can also, for the sake of practice it with free stroke and with I and M also. And so on and so forth. He writes, also he indicates that the tempo, the goal tempo should be quarter note is 100 beats per minute, but if you're able to play it a bit faster, then do it. Just be careful that also in that fast tempo, that's also what he writes, that you're able to do all the fingerings, the articulations, and the dynamics. Okay, so a fast tempo shouldn't hinder you from being expressive in this part. And the fast tempo shouldn't hinder you from doing the right dynamics. That's what he had in mind for this study. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know how you find this study, and have you already played some studies by Emilio Pujol. See you in the next video.